Dialogue between Buddhism and Other Religions. Question 11 to 20.
Question 11. If we discard the idea that God created everything, then what would still define God?
We could take a more flexible approach, considering that God is not responsible for creating everything, but instead has the role of overseeing the realms. In Eastern beliefs, the Jade Emperor, God, is viewed as a manager rather than a creator. Alternatively, we could understand God differently. God may have created everything and let it all go, allowing everything to function independently, each bearing its responsibility and evolving independently. In this view, God is like a source of creation and relinquishment, leaving people with only inspiration and faith to turn to. In this way, God becomes a concept of a common origin for all beings, reminding all beings that we should love one another as siblings, sharing the same parents. It's just as parents bring us into the world and let us live independently. We must learn to face life's challenges on our own to grow, enjoy, endure, and remember our origins to love one another. God then becomes a foundation for compassion among people, a beautiful symbol, rather than a belief in supernatural authority that created, controls, and governs everything. Here, God symbolizes transcendent morality, which humanity must look up to for self-cultivation.
Question 12. If God created and then let go, allowing everything to operate independently, would that mean everything would descend into chaos?
Since God is truth, and truth never disappears, even if God relinquishes control, everything will still operate according to God's truth, rather than descend into chaos. The truth God embeds in the universe encompasses countless principles, many of which humanity has yet to uncover and apply fully. This truth might manifest as mathematical laws, from the simplest to the most complex. It may also be the profound principles of physics, from quantum mechanics to the nature of gravity and electromagnetism. The truth may also reside in the principles of psychology and sociology, especially in the law of cause and effect, or the law of karma, which Buddhism holds in high regard. Everything operates according to laws, not randomly. Human lives' ups and downs, happiness and suffering also follow the fair law of cause and effect, not mere coincidence.
Question 13. If human destiny operates according to the law of cause and effect, is human will still necessary?
Humans are both creations of God and independent of God, so human will is the driving force behind the workings of cause and effect, the law of karma. Humans choose how they live, how they treat each other, and how they treat nature. The law of cause and effect operates in response to those choices. If people treat each other kindly, the law of cause and effect will shape a positive future for them. Conversely, if they act with cruelty and malice, a tragic fate will await them in the future. This helps explain why natural disasters, conflicts, epidemics, and wars occur. We no longer blame God because we understand that these calamities result from humanity's misguided choices. Some people are born into wealth and comfort, while others face poverty and hardship from birth. These differences are due to each individual's past choices and actions. God, with boundless love, would never create such unreasonable inequality and unfairness. God grants humans independence. With that independence, humans must bear responsibility for their choices.
Question 14. Then why doesn't anyone guide humans to make the right choices so that they avoid the suffering caused by wrongdoing?
The suffering and the stakes of others are tests of human responsibility. When we see others in pain, we must choose how to respond. When we witness others making mistakes, we must decide how to react. Suppose we are indifferent, leaving others to suffer or continuing down a path of wrongdoing. In that case, we have failed the moral test set by the universe. This means our hearts remain distant from God's heart, and we will never truly connect with God. We must develop a profound sense of responsibility, striving to alleviate others' suffering and help them avoid mistakes. By offering support and sharing with others, we can help reduce their hardships. Through guidance and education, we can help them make better choices and avoid future missteps.
Question 15. Let's look around the world. It seems that few people are willing to help and educate each other. Why is that?
Humanity has primarily chosen to be indifferent and irresponsible towards one another, and as a result, we must endure the misfortunes and disasters that continue to befall this world. Those who understand that life requires us to support each other through hardships and guide each other through mistakes should strive to spread this awareness. We need to plant this positive spirit in the hearts of others, passing it from one person to another, from one family to the next, creating more opportunities for humans to cultivate morality and draw closer to God. We should use our hands to support each other in life, our words to teach one another about kindness, and our hearts to foster boundless compassion for humanity. We cannot allow ourselves to live indifferently, selfishly, or irresponsibly. We should act as philanthropists and educators, contributing to building a world of peace and happiness for all.
Question 16. Sometimes, when being treated with cruelty and unfairness, many people become dissatisfied and turn to advocating for loving only themselves, which has become a harmful trend. Why is this?
Self-love is an instinct that can be harmful to the community and humanity as a whole. Throughout history, spiritual leaders have encouraged people to love one another, help those in need, come together in unity, and support each other to lessen the suffering in life. For instance, if someone considers marriage but knows that the other person only loves themselves, would they still want to marry? Building a strong and safe family for children requires deep mutual love between spouses. If everyone only loves and cares for themselves, the family will quickly fall apart. The same applies to a nation. If everyone only thinks of themselves, when the country faces a crisis, no one will be willing to defend it. The journey of self-cultivation for each person involves transcending the instinct of self-centeredness and opening one's heart to love everyone. Even when we are rejected, betrayed, or abandoned by the world, we should view it as the karmic results of our past wrongdoings and continue on the path of altruism and loving service. Religious founders throughout history have always taught people to love others. So anyone who advocates otherwise contradicts the true teachings of their religion.
Question 17. It is said that those who live a virtuous life will be welcomed to dwell with God after death. So, does God reside in a special realm to welcome these virtuous people?
God has multiple realms. At the lower levels, there are realms with forms, magnificent palaces, beautiful landscapes, enchanting fragrances, and radiant lights. At the highest level, however, there exists an absolutely transcendent realm without form, place, or time. A place of complete tranquility, pure wisdom, and boundless compassion. Those who join God's realms after death are of varying spiritual levels. Those at lower levels will reside in realms with form, living in splendid palaces, harmonious music, and delightful fragrances. But those who attain a state of mind as pure as God's will dwell in the perfectly transcendent formless realm, just as God does. Existence is not eternal in the lower heavens. Souls must eventually return to the human realm to cultivate themselves further and fulfill the duty of guiding others to advance and accumulate sufficient merit. Only those who attain a mind of absolute tranquility, like God's, may dwell with God eternally.
Question 18. So, does this mean that some people ascend to the heavens and then reincarnate back into the human realm?
We often hear that those who ascend to heaven will dwell with God eternally. However, this is true only for those who have achieved a mind wholly aligned with God's. For others whose souls are virtuous but not yet perfectly pure, God still grants them the reward of residing in relatively blissful heavenly realms where they can enjoy their blessing for a period. However, Because these realms are not eternal, they must eventually be reborn to cultivate virtue further and accumulate more merit until they attain an utterly pure state of mind, allowing them to dwell with God forever. Their stay in the heavens depends on the merit they have accumulated previously. Everything operates fairly in this way. While in heaven, these individuals are regarded as angels who frequently observe the world and extend help as needed. When we pray to God and sometimes receive miraculous aid, these angels act on God's behalf to assist us.
Question 19. Are there many angels?
Certainly, there are many. Numerous people have cultivated virtues, helped others through suffering, and guided others beyond mistakes. After passing, these individuals will be rewarded by being born into a heavenly realm with form. However, it is not the ultimate realm yet. While they enjoy the happiness of heaven, they remain aware that their mission is unfinished, so they continue to seek ways to do good by listening to humanity's prayers to offer support. Sometimes, we may proudly think we don't need intermediaries. We seek a direct connection with God. However, we might not realize how countless angels are concerned with helping us. God knows everything and is fully connected with all. Yet God silently entrusts angels with helping us, giving them opportunities to gain more merit. With boundless compassion, God always creates opportunities for His children to increase their spiritual merit.
Question 20. What is the rebirth process of an angel?
When it is time for an angel to leave the realm of heaven and be reborn into the human world to continue their journey of self-cultivation and guiding others, the following factors may be involved. The angel may feel a strong inner urge to be reborn into the human world. The angel would discuss life, mission, and the specifics of their upcoming life on earth with other angels. The angel may entrust fellow angels to watch over and support them during their human life. The angel can choose their future parents and family, ensuring a suitable condition for their rebirth. The angel can select the timing for rebirth. When the time for rebirth arrives, the angel bids farewell to senior angels and friends and then descends towards their chosen parents. The angel's soul gradually dissolves into the void, transforming into the spiritual essence within the embryo in the mother's womb. Other angels safeguard the fetus to prevent disturbances from wandering spirits. The mother is also protected throughout the pregnancy. In this new body, the reincarnated angel forgets all past memories, retaining only a deep-seated vow in their subconscious that will later guide them in fulfilling their mission as they grow.